Hello, it's me. I'm sorry I'm a little bit late. I had a hard time logging in. I hope you're doing great. I'm here to talk to you, and this is interactive. So if you have questions, feel free to ask me. But I'm here to be supportive, to help you in these difficult times, and to make whatever's going on possibly easier for you. I'll just start by talking about how Chinese medicine is different than other ways of doing medicine. In Chinese medicine, the whole idea is that you're made up of energy, and energy travels through your body in certain patterns. And when your energy's out of balance, there are problems. And so in traditional Chinese medicine, the immune system has always been a very important part of your health. And so I have, for all of the years that I've been doing acupuncture and Chinese medicine, I've been practicing working with people's immune system. And so this isn't not a new thing to have immune system issues. And I specialize in supporting people's immune system. So I think acupuncture is a really great way to have support of your energy to help you stay balanced and to help you stay healthy. And if you have any questions at all, you can ask me questions. I'm here to help. I'm here to entertain if you want, I'm here. So I could talk to you about Heart to Heart Medical Center. I've been in practice in Santa Rosa for 26 years, and I am a specialist in helping people solve mysterious illnesses and understand what's going on with their bodies. And questions, ask me questions. One of the things that people ask a lot of questions about is how to take better care of themselves. And really the instructions that people have been given, you've all read everything possible there is to read about coronavirus. So I'm not saying anything new at all, but wash your hands, stay away from people's, don't touch your faces. And that one is so hard to do, right? Stay healthy, don't eat sugar, eat healthy foods. I always say eat lots and lots and lots of vegetables and greens. I've been actually taking extra greens in like the form of a organic powder of greens. Somebody is asking about lactoferrin and zinc picolinate as treatments for the virus or as preventatives. And I don't know anything about whether lactoferrin has even been documented to help. And it's actually not quite, there's nothing that's really been quote unquote proven to help coronavirus because it's so new. And so we can't say this herbal remedy or any sort of remedy has been proven to help because there isn't anything that has been yet, and there hasn't been any studies. And zinc picolinate in general is good for your immune system. And when you're about to get the flu or you're getting a cold, it's good to take zinc and to use zinc lozenges because it actually helps protect your throat from it invading your throat. But I can't say that about coronavirus. So they might be preventative. Again, anything that makes your body stronger and makes your immune system stronger, and the more balanced you are and the more your body is in alignment with itself. So that's many different things. Being in alignment and being more balanced is many different things. Like, okay, so if you're stressed out, if you're really upset about things, if you're, which of course everybody right now is stressed out, if you're eating the wrong foods, if you're not exercising, if you're not doing things that are good for your body on an everyday basis, then your body's more prone to have a weak immune system, which is more possibly prone to make you sick. And so overall, the only thing that I can really suggest is to take really good care of yourself, eat healthy, wash your hands, and all of that stuff. What can you tell families to do at home to help? Well, what do you want help with? Maybe ask me a more specific question, because there are a million things you could do at home to help, and I can talk about it, and but I need a more specific question. And then you're asking how we're taking care of ourselves in the office. Well, first of all, we're all eating really healthy, and we have all kinds of disinfectants. We have several different kinds of sprays that we're using, and we're wiping down every surface. We're cleaning everything after somebody's been there. We're using paper on the tables, not sheets. We're using all kinds of things, washing our hands in between everything, wearing gloves when we need to. If anybody were to come, we're not really having anybody who's sick coming in. We haven't seen anybody who has the virus. We haven't seen anybody really who's been sick in a couple of weeks. So most of my patients, when they get sick, are deciding to stay home. So, and things to do at home that keep you, so there's all kinds of ways to help. Again, so you want to, several things that you want to do at home. You want to be less stressed. You want to have fun. You want to be able to exercise, and you want to eat healthy food. So what I've been doing at home is I'm actually getting up every morning, and I have several friends, and we're getting on Zoom because my gym is closed. I'm sure all of your gyms are closed too. And one of the things that's going on with me is that I'm a gym rat. I like to go to the gym. And so first thing I realized is I'm addicted to going to the gym. So we have these YouTube videos that we've been doing every morning at 8:30, and getting together and doing this like a 40-minute workout. And I have to tell you that I'm more sore from the workouts that I'm doing on YouTube than I used to get from going to the gym. I guess because maybe at the gym I had a certain routine. And with these videos on YouTube, they're different. And I don't have any weights at home. So I'm lifting cans and bottles of water and different things, and jumping up and down. The question that you're asking, Lynn, about whether the virus is viable for 3 hours in the air, that's the thing. If the virus is viable for 3 hours, or if it's viable for a number of days on packages and things like that, there is a spray that we're using. It's I'm trying to remember the name. It's called hydrochlor. It's not chlorine. It's not Clorox, but it's a derivative of Clorox. I'll type it into the thing when I look it up. Hydrochlorous acid. That's what it is. HOCOL. Hydrochlorous acid. And it's supposed to be a disinfectant that you can spray on things that doesn't have to be wiped off, because it'll kill the virus like on contact. And so we have that. It's sprayed on my clothes when I walk into my house. Actually, I change my clothes before I walk into my house, and then I wash everything as soon as I come home, or I wash all my clothes like after one wear, which I didn't used to do. We use alcohol wipes. We have Thieves, which is a disinfectant essential oil that we use with alcohol, and we wipe down surfaces. But really, you can only do your best. And again, so the best that you can do is take care of yourself as much as you can, and not live in fear as much as you can, and just do your best to wash your hands, not put your hands in your face. If somebody's sneezing a lot, or if somebody is, got a runny nose or has allergies, because allergy season is coming, and some people are already experiencing allergies, and so you'll be sneezing a lot, and there'll be a lot of mucus, and so that would be a time that I would encourage you to wear a mask, even if you're not sick, because the mucus is the worst thing for transmission of the virus, and so you want to not be spreading mucus to anybody else or receiving mucus from anybody else. So, and apparently the nose is the most sensitive to receiving it. So if you have allergies or you're sneezing a lot or you have a cold and you know you don't have the virus, wear a mask. Protects other people from you. That's the one proven thing about wearing masks, is that you can be protected from other people when you, or other people are protected from you when you're sick. One of my patients came in last week with allergies and she wore a mask, and we used gloves when we worked with her, just to be safe. So as much as possible, you want to be aware. So I think one of the things that's happening is that we're all becoming much more aware of our personal space, of our personal hygiene. We're learning how to clean everything really well. We're learning how to pay attention to our surroundings as much as possible. And all of those things are useful for us to learn. And they're important and they're valuable. At the same time, if you're, and of course you want to stay away from people who are sick, but if something happens where you want to be, or where you think you might be exposed to something, then you just have to take care of your immune system. And in order to do that, I would say vitamin C and vitamin D are really good supports for immune system. There's been studies that show that higher doses of vitamin D when you think you might be about to get sick are good. Medicinal mushrooms are good. Zinc is good, as you've asked. So those are the things that could be helpful. And then again, one of the things that I want to talk about is sort of the emotional components of this. So as much as possible, try to stay in an open-hearted space. Try to stay in a loving space. Try to stay in a positive immune space, because taking care of yourself from a loving place is much healthier and is going to help your immune system more. Oxytocin is the hormone of love. And when you are in a place of being loving with other people or feeling love, your immune system is stronger. When you're super stressed out, then your immune system starts to get weaker. So those are things that you could do in an everyday sort of setting. I believe in eating your greens. I think at least 3 cups of greens a day, like green vegetables, asparagus, greens, leafy greens, lots of leafy greens. This is a great time of year to do a cleanse. And it's also a great time to do a cleanse, even when you're at home, because when you're doing a cleanse, you're not eating any junk. You're not eating caffeine. You're not stressing your body. Your body's kind of in a sort of a lower stress mode because you're eating mostly vegetables. Most of my cleanses are eat a lot of vegetables. You eat like 80% vegetables in a day, and then you eat little bits of organic grass-fed meats and very little other things, no grains, no dairy, no sugar, no caffeine. So when you do a cleanse, then and this is the time of year that I always host a cleanse. I recommend that you do one at this time of year because it will keep you, it will help your liver. And when you're stressed, your liver is also stressed. So, and when you're doing a cleanse, your liver gets a lot of support. So I have a cleanse called a seasonal reboot, and you can contact my office and I'll post it here too so that you can sign up for it if you're interested. But you can, there are so many different cleanses that you can do. But this is a good time of year to do that. And while we're housebound and we're sort of harder to find food at the grocery store, you can always find vegetables at the grocery store, interestingly enough. So you buy organic vegetables, eat a lot of vegetables, do a shake twice a day, take care of your liver with good supplements, and that helps your immune system too. So it's sort of a different angle of approaching how to help your immune system. But again, when your body is completely balanced is the best time to, or is the best way to stay healthy. Another thing that I've been doing to take care of myself is I meditate every morning. And I've meditated for several years now consistently. But in this time, I am spending more time in my meditation, kind of tuning in to the love connection and praying that this virus will just go away and leave our planet alone. And thinking positive thoughts so that all of us will be okay, and just putting the energy out there for good things to happen. And I'm giving you that same wish. I pray that good things will happen to you and that your energy stays strong and that you're taking good care of yourself. Does anybody have any other questions? I have a great friend. Her name is Deborah Myers, and I'm going to be doing a webinar with her next week on Thursday night. So a week from today, I'm going to be doing a webinar with her at 6:30, and she does Jin Shin Jitsu, and I highly recommend that you. This is a ritual that I've been doing since I connected with her, called the Daily Clean Your House Flow, and I think that's another way of, again, tuning into your body. So another thing that is really connected to being healthy is tuning into your body and connecting to your body and learning to listen. So going to sleep, here's another piece of advice, Jenny, about what you can tell families, is you can spend time together, tuning into your bodies, going to sleep when you're tired, eating the right foods, doing fun things. I was listening to NPR on the way home tonight, and somebody was talking about having teenagers and how the teenagers are having a hard time with this whole thing because they don't usually want to be home. So what parents are having to do with their teenagers, if you have teenagers at home, I'm sure you're dealing with some challenges and how to help them get through this time. So what was I going to say? Oh, so the Daily Clean Your House Flow. Sorry, I'm just here to be alive. But the Daily Clean Your House Flow is a Jin Shin exercise, and my friend Deborah will talk about it when we do our webinar together next week. But one of the elements of it, which is really easy to demonstrate for you here on this Facebook Live, is something called a jumper cable. And there are 9 moves in the whole Daily Clean Your House Flow. You can go to Deborah Myers' website and look up, you can sign up for her. And she'll give you the Daily Clean Your House Flow for free, or you can come to my office. I have cards that have the description of how to do it. But anyway, the jumper cables is really fun because what you do is you hold your different fingers. And it's called Get Rid of Worry Fast. So worry is your thumb. So you hold your thumb, and each hold that you do, you just do for 3 or 4 breaths. You hold your thumb and that is to help deal with worry. And then fast is fear, anger. I'm breathing as I do this. Sadness. And T, fast is T, trying too hard. So get rid of trying too hard. So fast, worry, fear, anger, sadness, and trying too hard. So that's one element of the Daily Clean Your House Flow. And you could do that kind of anytime. And sometimes I'll just grab one finger. Mine tends to be fear. So grab one finger and hold that finger for a couple of breaths. Or if you feel really, really anxious, another part of the Daily Clean Your House Flow. And this is actually came out of when I did the disaster recovery event a couple of years ago. I talked to a therapist who was working with a lot of trauma recovery. And one of the things that she said is, if you're getting really, really anxious, to give yourself a hug like this. And what it does is it grounds you, and you take a couple of deep breaths, and it grounds you, and it will help you calm down. And this is the first step of the Daily Clean Your House Flow, is to just grab your arms like this and just kind of give yourself a hug. And you can just it doesn't have to be this hard. You can just lightly, wherever you touch, it moves energy in your body. So doing acupressure on yourself will move energy in your body, and it will help strengthen your immune system and help your body be calmer and more grounded and feel connected. And since we're not really, I mean, some people live with others so you can hug the people that you live with, but out there in the world, you can't hug your friends. You can't really hug people in the stores if you've run into them. So there's not a lot of hugging going on these days. So you got to hug yourself. So just hug yourself and take a couple of deep breaths. And so that's what you could do. Any other questions? Oh my God, there's questions all, and I haven't been seeing it. So I'm just reading your questions. I'm sorry, I didn't realize that these weren't scrolling down. I love you guys too. Thank you so much. Somebody's asking about not sleeping as much and what to do about sleep. And it depends on what's causing the problem that's affecting your sleep. So if you're having trouble falling asleep, there are several things that you can do. One is turn off all of your computers. Like, I actually recommend that you stop watching the news at 6 p.m. Like, no more news, no more intense stuff. If you're going to watch anything on TV, don't watch intense things right now. Watch like comedy or something like that. And take calming food. So eat your dinner fairly early, eat a fairly high protein meal, have a couple of carbohydrates. So if you're going to have any carbohydrates during the day, the best time of day to have your carbohydrates is actually at dinner, because they will make you a little bit sleepy, and they'll help calm your system. So like sweet potatoes or butternut squash, or if you are eating some gluten-free grains, most people that are my patients, I don't have you eating any grains at all. So, but if you are eating any grains, then, have some rice at dinner, or quinoa at dinner. And then 2 hours before bed, don't eat anything. Don't drink a lot of water before bed. So if you have supplements to take them 2 hours before bed. And then an hour before bed, turn off the TV, turn off anything that could be stimulating. Put your phone away. Don't interact with any tech. If in your bedroom you have any tech going on, take the tech out of your bedroom. And the last thing would be to do some meditating, or a perfect time of day to do this worry fast thing, or the whole daily clean your house flow. If you want me to, I can run through it for you really quick. Getting rid of worry fast. The worry fast this is worry. The thumb is worry, and fast is fear, anger, sadness, and trying too hard. The T one was really hard for me because I tend to try too hard at almost everything. Or anyway, hold your pinky, that's trying too hard. So don't try too hard, Sherry, in terms of sleeping. But see if those things help you fall asleep more easily. What I've noticed, if I watch TV before bed, I have a hard time falling asleep. But if I read a book, I'm asleep in 10 minutes. So the last thing would be to, read a book. Read a boring book. Don't read my book before bed, because if you fall asleep in 10 minutes, I'll be sad. And then supplements for the liver. My favorite supplement for the liver, there's several really good supplements for the liver, of course. There's milk thistle, and milk thistle really is good. It helps regenerate liver cells. It helps support the liver when it's detoxifying. It helps actually reverse some toxins that have affected the liver, including certain mushrooms that people have been poisoned by. Many years ago, I remember a story about a guy who ate poisonous mushrooms, and milk thistle saved his life. So milk thistle is pretty amazing. And glutathione. Glutathione is the main antioxidant in the body. And it is also every time you detoxify one molecule of a chemical, you use up one molecule of glutathione. And glutathione is made from something called N-acetylcysteine. So there are several ways to go, because glutathione can support your liver. And when you're exposed to, it's one of the things in my seasonal reboot is actually there's glutathione in the cleanse, because that's such an important part. There's also milk thistle in it, but basically when your liver is handling a lot of toxins, your body's naturally designed to detoxify. So it does that normally and it does that naturally. And when it's overwhelmed, when there's too many toxins or too many things going on and the liver has to work too hard, then it can't handle all the toxins, which is why I always recommend a cleanse in spring, because when you, in springtime, first of all, is the time of year that the liver is most active. That's in Chinese medicine, that's the time of year that the liver is doing its most work. And when you use, when you get exposed to too many toxins, your liver is overloaded. So using things that support its natural ability to detoxify, remember, it is a natural thing that the liver does, but sometimes it has too much to do. So we try to give it its support and its natural ability to do that. So glutathione, Linda, is my favorite supplement for the liver. And then how does tongue scraping at home help your system function better? You know, I always check the tongue because it actually tells me about your organs. So I don't actually want people to scrape their tongue when they come into my office, because then I can't tell what's going on with your organs as well. Tongue scraping can probably clean off some bacteria. And honestly, I just don't know, because I've never really done tongue scraping myself. But why I look at your tongue is that it tells me about your organs. And I just want to, there's my tongue. So the front of the tongue represents your heart and your lungs. The sides represent your liver and gallbladder. The center represents your digestion. And then the very back represents your kidneys. And so I'm looking at what color it is, what shape it is, whether it has a good healthy coat. And actually mine looks really healthy today. So it's a good day to show you my tongue. So if you, so that's why I always look at your tongue, Linda. And as your friend there responded about scraping her tongue. So if you come to see me, don't scrape your tongue, but otherwise, feel free to scrape it and see how it works for you. Does anybody have any more questions? I'll probably think of something else to say in the next few minutes. But if you have questions, go ahead and ask me. Let's see if I've missed any. Okay, it looks like there's no more questions. So I'm going to sign off for now, but I'm going to do this again. Next week, we're going to have a webinar on, again, with sort of the natural things that will help support you. And stay safe out there. Have as good a time as you can at home. I'm actually, one of the things that I'm doing to take care of myself at home is, see that painting back there? That is a panda I painted at something called Yay Makers. They have paint nights, and I went to live, but last night I did a paint class virtually on Zoom. And tonight I'm going to do another painting class. So that's really fun. So I encourage you, if you feel like doing a paint class, go do a paint class or do things that are fun. I had to go to get painting supplies because when I ordered them from Amazon, they didn't arrive in time. And I noticed that the creativity section of Target and Walmart was completely empty. Or at Walmart, they had just restocked, thank goodness, so I could get some paint supplies tonight. But at Target, they didn't have any. So that means people are at home painting and doing creative things and spending time together. So I know these are difficult times and challenging times, but we're also finding ways to be creative. And I wish all of you that you take care of yourselves and that you do well. And let's see, it looks like there's more questions. Thank you, I miss you too. And question about how to feel best connected when self-isolating. You know, that I live alone. So self-isolating is a challenge, and thank goodness. Like, so for me, how I feel connected is I take care of you. I take care of people. And so the other thing you can do is take a painting class online, Sherry, or you can work out with your friends on Zoom. It's really easy to use Zoom and there are free YouTube videos and you can do all of those kind of things. So another way to feel connected is call your friends, connect with them. And you could play Scrabble on Facebook. I used to do that. I decided to stop playing games because I feel like I get too distracted by them. And but a painting class is interactive with other people, so that's what I'm doing. Working out on Zoom and painting and connecting with all of you. So I'm going to do these again. I will post it on Facebook. Maybe I'll do it again next Tuesday. If this is good for you, it's good for me. All right. I'll take care of yourselves. And remember that as long as you take really good care of yourself and you put energy into the positive energy of your life and put energy into love, your healing can happen, even when it seems impossible. Okay, take care. Have a wonderful evening.